This is Barry Zelma on insurance. I am an attorney who is retired from the practice of law and now spend my time as an insurance claims consultant, an insurance claims expert witness, an author, and producer of these videos. Today I'd like to talk about applying ethics to the work of the insurance claims professional. When an insurance professional has a well-developed ethical compass, he or she can always apply that ethical compass to his or her work and will almost always treat insureds and claimants he or she comes in contact with fairly and in good faith. Failure to do so avoids the essence of insurance, which is that it is a business of the utmost good faith. The insurance professional must comply with the insurance company's system of internal accounting, auditing, and claims controls, as well as statutes and regulations imposed on insurers by state insurance departments. No action designed to circumvent such controls, procedures, statutes, and regulations should be tolerated. When reporting to management, the insurance professional must ascertain that the records reviewed and reported to management are accurate and must ensure that all business transactions are properly authorized. All records and reports must fairly and accurately reflect the transactions or occurrences to which they relate. All records and reports must fairly and accurately reflect in reasonable detail the company's assets, liabilities, revenues, and expenses as they relate to underwriting and/or claims. The company must never, with the assistance of the insurance professional, provide records or reports that contain any false or intentionally misleading entries. The insurance professional must ascertain that the records and reports are accurate and ensure that no transactions are intentionally misclassified. All transactions are supported by accurate documentation, and no information is concealed from internal auditors, independent auditors, audit committees, management, the board of directors, or the Department of Insurance investigators. The ethical insurance professional, whether a junior underwriter, a new claims adjuster, or a grizzled and experienced underwriter or claims person, will be responsible for establishing and maintaining procedures that encourage and reward professional integrity, eliminate any pressure or incentive to achieve specific financial results by altering any records or other entities, or willfully misapplying accounting policies. The professional will comply with the requirements of the state's Fair Claims Settlement Practices, statutes, and regulations, and report to management accurately how the statute and regulations were complied with and what was done by the insurance professional in doing so to comply with the statutes and regulations. The insurance professional must never enter into transactions that are designed to circumvent insurance statutes and regulations, disguise the true nature of the transaction, and encourage members of the insurance company underwriting and claims departments to report deviations from accounting policies, practices, and claims handling practices. The ethical insurance professional must be aware that practices that are perfectly legal and widespread can still be unethical. Often it is important to use the good judgment of the insurance professional following an ethical compass and applying the covenant of good faith and fair dealing. It is often best to ignore the advice of counsel if the insurance professional is convinced the advice is correct legally, but violates his or her ethical compass and the promises made by the insurer in the policy that was issued to the insured. The ethical insurance professional will always be aware that even if all the rules and regulations are complied with, there exists an incredible ability to distort or flatter the appearance of the insurance company's financial health and or the claims handling or underwriting conducted by the insurer. The number one rationalization of an unethical insurance professional is that the practices were approved by management or counsel. The insurance professional following the rules unquestioning is no more ethical than a Nazi officer claiming he was only following orders when he shot unarmed prisoners. There should be no excuse for an insurance professional to act unethically. For example, the Florida Administrative Code provides, quote, Florida Administrative Code Rule 69B-220-201, paren 3, close paren, if 2015, ethical requirements for all adjusters and public adjuster apprentices states, the work of adjusting insurance claims engages the public trust. An adjuster shall put the honest treatment of the claimant above the adjuster's own interest in every instance. Close quote. When an insurance professional becomes aware of a violation of ethical standards, he or she must immediately advise management, the insurance company's general counsel, or the company's outside counsel, as well as immediately advise the CEO and board of directors. For example, New York rules of professional conduct permit an attorney to accept compensation from one other than the client, provided there is consent and full disclosure. But the rule does not go so far as to permit the fee to be paid by an adversary. To do so would violate the ethical consideration which the rule was designed to implement. The insurance professional must recognize that it is a violation of ethics to remain silent about a violation. If the unethical conduct is a crime, the professional must recognize the existence of the crime of misprision of a felony that holds a person who knows of a crime and does not report it as much of a felon as the criminal. Ethical issues requiring immediate action by the insurance professional include, but are not necessarily limited to, 1. Fraud, 2. Objectivity in financial reporting, 3. Removing all conflicts of interest, 4. Implementing a code of conduct or code of ethics, and 5. Making certain that claims are resolved fairly and equitably in an attempt to fulfill all of the promises made by the insurance policy. In addition, the insurance professional should be at the vanguard when it comes to setting a good ethical example to all insurance company personnel. The insurance professional should drive the process for assessing adherence to the insurance company's code of ethics, both by his or her statements and by his or her actions. Ethical choices are never black and white. Every situation is different, and every experience is unique. That being said, every state and every insurance department has rules The insurance professional must be aware of the local state rules and know them without doubt and with complete understanding. Not knowing the rules for the state or insurance department where the insurance professional practices could cause him, her, or the insurer that employs the professional thousands of dollars in litigation and bad faith judgments. The insurance professional will undoubtedly face ethical decisions every day. Some are easier than others. The bottom line is that every insurance professional must adhere to the regulations of the state where he or she practices and do so ethically and in good faith. If the insurance professional follows his or her instinct, follows his or her moral principles, and follows the rules, the insurance professional will have a much easier time making the tough ethical decisions. Ethics probably can never be regulated. That being said, every insurance professional needs to take time to reflect on past decisions and prepare himself or herself for future ethical dilemmas. Insurers attempt to control the activities of their employees so they can act ethically in everything they do when acting as an insurance professional. The insurance professional must demonstrate the following common values. 1. Honesty. 2. Integrity. 3. Professionalism. And 4. Trustworthiness. These qualities always top the list of any code of ethics issued by various organizations around the world. Without honesty and integrity, there is no foundation of trust and no ability to act fairly, ethically, and with good faith. Insurance cannot successfully operate without their professionals being persons of high integrity. Unequivocal honesty is what leads to creating the trust of policyholders. Policyholders must never knowingly be provided with information that is false or misleading. Insurance professionals must not engage in misrepresentation, as slight as that might actually be or if it seems irrelevant to the insurance professional. Fraud and/or deceit cannot be tolerated. A fraudulent act should lead to criminal charges and at least dismissal from employment with the insurer. In any situation, people want to be treated equitably and with respect. This is even truer when we consider insurance transactions. Insurance professionals prepare marketing, administrative, and legal information as the basis for the underlying business transaction. The insurance professional is always in a position of strength vis-a-vis the policyholders, who are usually quite ignorant about how the insurance industry operates. In such an environment, it would be simple for abuse to occur as it did in the 1950s, when the tort of bad faith was created. Similarly, when a claim occurs, policyholders must be treated with the same qualities of honesty and good faith and fair dealing. People are always at their most vulnerable after an incident giving rise to a claim. When an insurer fails to treat a policyholder with fairness and respect at such a critical time, the conduct is particularly unwelcome and will invariably result in litigation. An insurance industry professional must clearly understand their rights and obligations under insurance litigation, other relevant laws, and regulatory requirements. They should act in full compliance with those requirements. Seeking ways to avoid the impact of the application of law and regulation, for instance, is an indicator of an insurance professional not intent on complying with the spirit of the law or regulations and willing to breach the covenant of good faith and fair dealing. This video was adapted from my book, Ethics for the Insurance Professional, 2nd edition, which is available as a Kindle book and as a paperback from Amazon.com, with details at my website, zalma.com, by clicking on the link to the insurance claims library. If you found this video to be interesting or of use to you, please lend it, convey it to your colleagues, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel and to my blog so you can learn about future blog posts and videos. Thank you for your attention.